Nice. All right. All right, so next up, we have Dell Technologies. Now, we're sticking on a multi-cloud theme here. This is important stuff. So their presentation is called Multicloud by Design, and we're going to be hearing from Jürgen Dominik. He's the EMEA Sales Director. So help me welcome Jürgen Dominik. Jürgen, coming up. There? Oh, go get him.
Good afternoon, everybody. Wow, it's great to be back at CloudFest. We haven't been here since 3 years, right? And I haven't been on stage for a couple of years now, so it's fantastic to see you all, and thank you all for coming. Why don't you give yourself an applause for being here? Thank you very much, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Now, good news is that me and my colleague from HPE, who you had just on stage here, we agree on the fundamentals of multi-cloud, right? So let me take the next couple of minutes to walk you through a couple of things that we see is happening in multi-cloud, and especially a couple of things that we see that our customers are telling us, how they are changing the way they want to consume and implement multi-cloud. I think that is very, very important because it determines on how we act in order to support our customers. And I think there's a massive opportunity to align on workloads, on technology, as well as on deployments. So let's get going on this, right? I think we all agree that it's a multi-cloud world. And if I talk to our customers, they're telling us that they all have a multi-cloud strategy. And their multi-cloud strategy includes at least 2 clouds that they are leveraging, if not even more. Right? And when I say clouds, we mean that operating model cloud, independent of where it might be located. Right? I see somebody nodding here. Thank you very much for giving me that. So we have the edge, where everybody wants a cloud experience. We have the core, where we see many traditional workloads reside that need to be taken care of as well, that need to be virtualized and managed. And of course, we have our public clouds and the cloud-native environment, and we need to be scalable to move this from on-premise to a public cloud provider as well. And every one of our customers is telling me they love the ease of how to use a cloud environment, right? They don't want to be locked in, they want to move workloads around, they want to have the flexibility, and of course, everybody loves the consumption model. So, with that, those are the anecdotes of our customers, right? That's what they're telling us. Now, if we look at what's happening in the market, and this is a summary of data from IDC, from TRB, and our own research, right? Now, the good news for this market is, and for you guys, is the cloud market is rising. We see a CAGR of around 13% for the next 3 to 4 years, which is fantastic. If you look at the left-hand side, from my view, the left-hand side of the chart, right, you will see that the traditional way of purchasing and consuming IT from our customers is declining. Those numbers are stable and even going down. Right? The big portion that is rising is, of course, anything that is in the public cloud, as we would expect. Right? But there is a new reality out there, and that is the private infrastructure as a service. And that is exactly that market that we need to look at, and we need to integrate into that multi-cloud view that our customers will want to experience. And that private infrastructure as a service is dedicated services, is dedicated infrastructure on-premise or co-located or run by you guys, and of course, it is new workloads being deployed at the edge. If we look at the companies, right, and what they're feeding back to IDC, right, 92% of all companies have a multi-cloud strategy and are using multi-clouds. The big number that I see is the 50% and more of new infrastructure that is being deployed in the edge and needs to be managed in the edge, right? And last but not least, what our customers are telling us as well, and that's 88% of those, is that they have a cloud strategy where they need to be supported on-premise as well. And if they say on-premise cloud, they mean those traditional workloads. It doesn't mean that they want to run them. Many of our customers have lost the capability of running, managing, and operating IT. So what they are looking for is somebody that does that for them in their data center, in a co-location, or on-premise on the customer site. Now, the big challenge that comes along with multi-cloud is that multi-cloud has been implemented at our customer site by default, or a phrase that I like even more is by accident. None of the IT customers out there, the enterprises out there, really planned their multi-cloud strategy. They sourced a bit hyperscaler here, a department got in love with a managed service provider and have them do something. They created a cloud that is being internally used, right? And that has created huge silos of workloads, silos of data, silos of operations with different SLAs, as well as resource silos and even innovation silos, right? So a huge problem that came up in the industry, that comes up in the industry with our commercial customers. For those of you like myself that are longer in the industry, right, you will remember that we had server sprawl back in the days. Then we had VM sprawl. What we're seeing now in the market is that we have cloud sprawl. Data is everywhere. There's no operating model on top of it. There is no seamless piping of data and results from one cloud to the other. And that's causing our customers, your customers, to even have a big risk on their transformational journey. Having said that, right, what's the answer? What's the answer to the big problem of just purchasing clouds? It's easy. You just pull out your credit card, purchase a cloud service, not integrating it, right? The answer is, and that's the answer that our customers are looking for and discussing, is a multi-cloud by design. What do I mean with that? Right? Multi-cloud by design means that we keep the multi-cloud idea as heart of our strategy when we design and implement and create new environments. That means our customers are trying to tear down the silos, align the IT demand to the necessities, control the data, right? And last but not least, connect those engines in order to be able to pipe and leverage the data that is residing on those silos, right? So at the end, right, what do our customers look for? They look for the cloud experience. They love that cloud experience. They want one layer to get this all going. They don't want any silos, but they want the full cloud experience. And this is what our customers, your customers, are thinking about. And that is important for all of us, that we deliver and create new services. Because if we want to be successful and sell these new services into those enterprises, we need to make sure that we know about their multi-cloud strategy and that we link into that environment. Now, how would a comprehensive multi-cloud strategy look like? And here's a first picture of that I tried to draw up, right? On the one side, you'll see the private cloud, the private dedicated environment. That's where the traditional workloads reside, highly virtualized with increased control and increased performance and, of course, predictable costs. So the cloud model applied to the dedicated environment. Of course, this environment can be deployed on-premise, at the customers, at your sites, in a co-location center, or reach out and be deployed at the edge. The second big pillar of the cloud strategy of our customers is anything that is cloud native, being based on containers and container solutions. This is where the new applications reside. And of course, that part easily spans into the public cloud and is adjacent to those public clouds. On top of that, we need this layer that manages and orchestrates all of the resources so that you have a seamless cloud experience. This all sounds pretty easy in theory, right? And this is what we all love and would love to have. So, instead of picking one of our customers, let me show what we as Dell Technology did to bring multi-cloud in action. Right? So, what you see here is, on the one side, you see the traditional infrastructure as a service offers that we have and that we use, where we run our legacy application. Everything is highly virtualized and managed through a cloud automation layer. The second part, we deploy a lot of new applications. Of course, they're all containerized and developed in a containered and, in this case, VMware Tanzu environment. That's the second part. These solutions, these applications can be deployed either on our own dedicated environment, they can be deployed with some of our managed service providers, but some of those workloads can also be deployed within the hyperscalers that you see on the right-hand side. Of course, we're using the hyperscalers, right? And we have built pipes in order to be able to shift data back and forth. Plus, we have integrated via the API interfaces into a lot of software as a service providers that you can see here. The key to this multi-cloud by design and strategy is the cloud automation service and layer, plus it is our digital cloud marketplace, where all these services are available to build new services and create new applications, and of course, the API marketplace in order to pipe data. So this is an environment that many customers out there would like to have and would like to be using, right? Now, our job as cloud service providers, as managed service providers, is to know about this strategy, to know about the setup, and when you sell your services, be able to link into these frameworks in order to be effective and operational for your customers. Now, let me quickly switch gear, right? Key message here is keep multi-cloud by design, by strategy, when you talk to your customers. Keep that in mind. Let me quickly change the topics a bit, and let me give you 3 topics that we're working on in order to enable you to help your customers build multi-cloud environments and link into it. First topic I would like to highlight is our Dell Apex offering. This is the Dell technology way of how you can use our infrastructure and consume our infrastructure in a consumption model. The nice thing about our Dell Apex offering is that you decide about the architecture, you decide about the delivery model, and you can decide about and align your costs on the consumption model. Now, from a service model, right, our Apex model goes as far as you running the show and managing the services, that's where you earn your money, up to we run parts of the show for yourselves in order to enable you to have new services out there that you may not have capability or capacities. This model can be applied on-premise, this can be deployed off-premise as well. We talked about the multi-cloud simplification, right? One highlight here, and this is how do we span into the hyperscalers. So what we have done is we have taken our enterprise software that's running on the dedicated premises and have moved that on top of the hyperscalers and into their marketplaces. So now you can use enterprise software on hyperscalers as well as on-premise and link these things together into a unified strategy. Something that you may not have seen and have not been exposed to, so please have a look at that, and we have our experts around. Dell Apex, first thing, profitable, sustainable growth, right? That's where we help you. Second big thing, and we all know that technology is key in our world, right? And there's no such thing as serverless computing. And I'm very happy to announce, together with Intel, our new PowerEdge 16G servers with the 4th generation of Intel Xeon processors, right? New set of processors now coming out with our 16G servers, right? With the accelerators built into the core so that you guys and we will have more power, more performance, and less carbon footprint. So whatever application, whatever service you're implementing in your environment, be it artificial intelligence, be it HPC, workloads, be it data analytics, the new servers and the new server generation is out there for you to use. Make sure you have a look at our booth, where we have insight sessions that take you into the new 4th generation Intel Xeon processors and our lineup. Profitability, financial aspects, technology. The third aspect that is very important is how do you get these things going? Capability, capacity, knowledge. And I'm very happy to be partnering with TD SYNNEX on supporting you in your journey deploying and creating new offers. And for the next session, I would like my dear friend Martin on stage. Give him a warm welcome, please. Martin, great to have you.
Thank you.
Martin runs the infrastructure business within the Netherlands and focuses with us on the cloud service providers. Now, Martin, a couple of questions for you. So, TD SYNNEX, or Tech Data as it once was called, right, may not be known to everybody here in the room. So why don't you give us your 3 minutes on TD SYNNEX, and then we'll go on with a couple of more questions.
3 minutes on TD SYNNEX. Well, formerly known as Tech Data, like you said. We're a large IT distributor covering about 1,500 vendors. We got vendors which you'll see within the retail, and we got vendors which are up to AI solutions or APC solutions, and obviously also the data center solutions. In my case, I'm responsible for the Dell Technologies Infrastructure Group within TD SYNNEX Holland. And that's what we do. And we have a large partner base. And what I've realized is that I started 4 years ago. It was mostly value-added resellers in our partner base. And now I see a significant growth within the CSP, MSP segment.
Right. And we're exactly partnering with you because of the value-added distribution, right? Because these guys can do much more and can expand the capability that Dell Technology has in serving you guys, right? Martin, we talked a bit about new workloads, new stuff, right? Now, if one of our managed service providers, cloud service providers, thinks about building a new service, right, leveraging your capabilities, how do you guys go along?
In all honesty, it's all about the challenges the partner is facing. In some cases, the challenge could be technology-driven. In that case, we can work with our demo equipment, we can work with proof of concepts, we can work with our own technical engineers when it comes to configuration, for example, taking care of certain resources which our partners do not have currently. The other times, there are possibilities where technology is fine, but we're dealing with certain financial challenges. So we can use our financial solutions department to make sure and to secure the deal and opportunity for our partners as well.
Fantastic. So if any of these guys out here want to see 16G servers, you could help them with loan equipment, with POCs, etc.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
Excellent. Now, let's assume we built a new service, we delivered a new service, right? Now we need to sell it, right? That's the art of these things, right? For anybody of you guys that are partnering with Dell Technologies in our partner program, you will receive marketing development funds, and we can help you a bit on go-to-market as well. I have seen, and it's on the slide as well, go-to-market, Martin. Tell us more about what's behind that one.
Well, in all honesty, it's in your interest, in our interest, best interest actually, to make sure that the growth in our partner set. So what we do in some cases, there are partners, for example, they have a specialty in a certain niche market, could be healthcare, but they don't have the marketing resources nor the sales resources to set up certain events. In that case, they can come to us and we can help them with setting up the events, using our resources for an event to make sure you get end-user lead generation. In other cases, it's quite plain down to cold calling. We have certain agencies we use our funding, and in that way we can make sure there's lead generation for our partners, which forces them to the growth that we're talking about.
Fantastic. I think that lead generation, everybody wants to hear that, right? And doing that together with vendors and value-added distributors.
That's the question we get the most, actually, is lead generation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So here's the chance to join up and combine forces and get things going. Very happy to be partnering with the value-added distributor TD SYNNEX. So this is brand new, so we're announcing this to the market now. I think a great chance for us to do even more together with you guys.
Yeah, I was going to say thank you very much for this great opportunity.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
So with that, I guess it's a wrap. What would I like you to take along, right? Think about multi-cloud and how your customers are thinking about it. Make sure you leverage that knowledge to be even more successful in the market and to link into the cloud environment and the cloud journey of your customers. Please make sure to join us on the booth to learn more about the 16G servers. As I said, there are insight sessions all day long. If you've missed one of our Academy sessions that we did around Microsoft Azure and Azure Stack, that we did around Dell Apex, that we will be doing about cyber recovery, please make sure to either go back to the Academy sessions or meet our speakers that are still here and on the booth. So happy to bring you in contact. And last but not least, the most important thing after a couple of years, right, enjoy the event. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you both so much for the time.
Welcome.
Anything else? I know you just wrapped up and gave everybody a tip on where to find you all. Anything else you want the crowd to know?
Well, yeah, our booth is pretty prominent, right? B02, it says Dell Technologies.
Hard to miss.
Everything is in blue, you can't miss it. And I've tested all the coffee over here at CloudFest. Our barista is definitely the best, so make sure you drop by.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both.